Hello everybody, one more time. Welcome to the pronunciation of English vowels. This is a video I'm recording for my UNA students in 2020. And here is something I want to show you before we dive in. And this is to me a word of motivation because this is going to be the last video covering vowel segments in the course. Of course, there might be, and there will for sure be other videos, but not specifically about the theory behind the pronunciation of vowel segments. The chart I have here is also called a vowel quadrangle, or sometimes they call it vowel trapezoid. What I have here is a representation of all English vowels. You may see here that some of the sounds or some of the symbols they use are quite different from the ones we have been using, and that is because in my class I've tried to use sometimes more simplified versions of sounds. This one you have here, which is a lowercase e and a j, that's actually the a diphthong. And this one, which is an a and a j, that's the I diphthong, which we're going to be studying today. And this one here is the oi diphthong. So the symbols are a little different, but these ones are actually linguistically very accurate. Take a look at what we have been doing so far. We studied front vowels first, and then we moved on to back vowels and central vowels, and we have been also doing a little bit of diphthongs. A, ow, as in cow, o, as in go, and today we will wrap it up with I and oi. Take a look at the video guide I have here. We will basically be covering how to articulate the I and the oi diphthongs, and a few spelling patterns and some common pronunciation problems which students of Spanish learning English might encounter, and finally a few exercises from the English Pronunciation Made Simple book. So let's dig in. Let's begin with the not with the oi sound. Let me go back. Let's begin with the I sound, which is, like I said, it's not actually a pure vowel. It's a diphthong, and what you have to do is make sure your lips glide from an open to a slightly parted position. I. Your jaw needs to rise with the tongue, and it also closes at the end. And your tongue glides from a low to high position near the roof of the mouth. And that is because, again, if you check it out here, I begins here, and somehow your tongue should elevate here towards the roof of the mouth when you pronounce it I. And that is because this symbol here represents a sound which is similar to this one. So it begins here and it somehow goes here. I. All right? Now, some example words at the beginning, at the end, and in the middle of words. At the beginning, you have words such as I, eyes, contractions such as I'm or I've, item, I'll. Notice how the S is silent. Island also, not Iceland, because Iceland is the country. What we call in Spanish Islandia. But here in English, we say island. And then we have idea, icon, and ivory. In the middle of words, we have bite, also spelled bite with a Y. 5, mind, sign. Notice how the G is silent. Fight, rhyme, while, kind, time, and time. Same pronunciation, different spelling, and different words. These are homophones, different meaning. Height also. How about at the end of words? We have words such as buy and buy, homophones, different words, same pronunciation. Cry, die and die, different words, same pronunciation. Tie, lie and lie, rye and try and sigh and apply and deny, and so on and so forth. Let's take a look at the common spelling patterns for this sound. Basically, we have 4 in English: I, Y, I, E, I, G, H, such as in I, my, die, hi, eyes, fly, pie, sight, fire, why, tie, and night, and the others you can see and practice at home. Here is a hint for you. The letter I followed by GH or LG, I'm sorry, that was my dog, or ND is usually pronounced I. For example, sight, wild, find. And when I is in a syllable ending in E, the letter I is pronounced I. the same as the alphabet letter I. Okay, we have bide, find, refinement, and confine. And here we have some listen and repeat exercises, which you can do at home. You know how to pronounce these words because they're very simple. And then we have a check yourself exercise. What you need to do here is read the words aloud by circling the word in each group that does not contain the diphthong I. I'm going to do the first one for you because it's already here. So you have pie, line, rich, obvious, and rise. And then you can do the rest at home. I'm not going to read the words so that you can figure it out all by yourselves, okay? Figure them out all by yourselves. It's 10 sets, which you have to do at home. The second exercise is very similar. What you need to do is read the dialogue and practice with a partner if there is a partner next to you. If not, you can always remember, you can always do Teams meetings so that you can, role play the conversation and practice the target sound. We have things like, hi, Myra, it's nice to see you. Likewise, Mike, how are you? And so on and so forth. Again, the target sound is the I diphthong. And this one I'm going to do for you. It's the exercise here is about reading this paragraph out loud and paying attention to the bold-faced words containing the diphthong I. Something I suggest that you do is to stop the video here, to pause the video here, and do it all by yourselves before you listen to me pronounce the words as I read the paragraph. It's a quick article about lion, and now I'm going to read it for you. It says, psychologists say that lion whale is a special talent that is not so easily acquired. Notice how I'm exaggerating the target words. Good liars can be quite likable, have a charming style, and can look you right in the eye. Lie detector tests are used about 1 million times a year by private companies, police departments, and even the CIA. Some people insist that lie detector tests are reliable. However, many experts find that lie detectors can be fooled by biting one's tongue. From the beginning of time, people have tried to detect lies. In ancient India, suspected liars were sent by themselves into a hut without any light. They were instructed to pull the tail of a donkey in the hut. They were told the donkey would cry out if the person pulling its tail was lying. They had no idea that the donkey's tail was covered in soot. The real liars were identified because they had no soot in their hands when they came out of the hut. Okay, that's a funny story about an Indian method for lie detecting, and which you can again practice at home and then listen to me read it and then go ahead and improve whatever needs improving. Here is the second reading that again I want you to do right before. First you do it all by yourselves, then stop the recording, do it, then play it again and listen to me and see how it goes. It goes, going to St. Ives. As I was going to St. Ives, I met a man with 9 wives. Each wife had 9 sacks, each had 9 cats, each cat had 9 kits. Kids, cats, sacks, wives, how many were going to St. Ives? All right, that's it. And here is an exercise that you might want to do. Read the instructions, do it as you please, and let me know how it goes. Now let's jump into the second diphthong, which we're going to be covering, and this is, surprise, surprise, this is the end of vowel sounds. The next part of the course is going to be focused on suprasegmental aspects of English pronunciation, such as stress and rhythm and all that. At least a quick introduction, but for now let me give you a couple of perspectives on the oi sound. It's the sound you will find in oil and noise and boy, and it's very simple and easy because it's almost always spelled O-I or O-Y. Your lips should glide from a tense oval shape to a relaxed, slightly parted position. If you check it out in the vowel chart, the sound is here, oi, oi. It begins with the back O and it glides to more or less something which we could call a front A sound, although it's not exactly the same sound here. Technically speaking, this is a semi-vowel called a palatal approximant. It's a glide sound, which we're going to study next semester. So that combination gives you the oi diphthong. Okay, your jaw rises with the tongue and closes, and the tongue glides from a low position to a high position near the roof of the mouth. And that is because, again, the sound begins here and it ends somewhere close to the I sound here. That's why it begins in the back, and then it glides from a mid to a more or less high position. Okay, it says it's low here, but I think it's somewhere between mid and low. You can see the line here. It's kind of mid-low. Right, pronunciation problems. Like I said, you shouldn't have many problems because English words with this diphthong are usually spelled O-Y or O-I. There are virtually no exceptions to this rule, so you'll enjoy pronouncing oi at the beginning of words. You have words such as oil, oink, oily, oyster, and ointment. In the middle, you have join, boil, broil, foil, coin, avoid, noise, poison, choice. At the end, you have toy, boy, ploy, enjoy, annoy, decoy, destroy. All right? So here is an exercise for you to read out loud, paying close attention to the bold-faced words containing the diphthong oi. Things like girls and boys, flip a coin, don't annoy me, enjoy yourself, lower your voice. Check yourself one on page, let me see what page that is, 78. Is very similar to the check yourself exercise we did in the previous sound. And what you need to do is circle the word in each group that is not pronounced with the diphthong oi. You have joy, join, enjoy, and jaunt. Of course, you circle this one. I'm going to do the first one for you. That's a giveaway. Voice, avoid, void, and vows. So you circle the one that doesn't sound oi. Read the rest and do it all by yourselves. Here's the dialogue, and what you need to do is circle the words that are pronounced with the diphthong oi. Notice how we pronounce diphthong. Diph with an F, and then th, which is technically a voiceless interdental fricative sound. This one is a voiceless labiodental fricative sound, and this one is a voiceless interdental fricative. Don't be intimidated. We're going to cover these sounds, but it's important for you to pay attention to how the word diphthong is pronounced. Alrighty? So you have a dialogue. Mrs. Roy says, "Hi, Mr. Lloyd. Can I help you?" And then Mr. Lloyd says, "Yes, Mrs. Royce. I'd like a toy for my son, Floyd." So go ahead and read the rest, circling all the words pronounced with the diphthong oi. Here is a limerick, The Boy from Troy. And limericks, I said in the past that they are a kind of poem, kind of poem for children. They're supposed to be funny and silly. So here I go. Roy was a boy from Troy who ate oysters with absolute joy. He boiled them, he broiled them, he baked them, he oiled them, and sometimes he dipped them in soy. That's it. Exercise B is an interactive exercise, which for now we're going to skip. But you might want to check out the meaning of some words here, such as sirloin and loin and all that, because it's very, I think it's enriching to always, put more words into your vocabulary toolkit. You'll soon enjoy pronouncing oi. And my dear friends, this is the end of the I and the oi sounds. And also this is the end of all the US American English vowels that we have been covering in the semester. See how lovely. Again, we began with front vowels E, I, A, E, A. And then we went all the way up to back vowels such as U as in booster, U as in soot, O as in dog, Oi as in boy, as in car, Ow as in house, I as in my, and then we did as in cup, and then as in support, and across and all that. And so it's very nice to finally come to the end of English vowels, and I hope, of course, you have enjoyed all of these vowels, and do let me know if there's any questions going on. All right? I hope you enjoy watching the video, and I hope you also have enjoyed going over all of these vowel sounds of English pronunciation. Bye-bye for now.